Hi, Ink Teacher here, and here is a video tutorial on drawing people from memory and imagination, and we're continuing with tutorials on how to draw a fist. And so let's go ahead and get started here. Okay, let's look a little bit more at perspective here. So you have your wrist here, and we talked about the three major block forms of a fist. So let's reduce it to one block form. Basically, here's looking at it from, this view here. And when you're drawing characters, it isn't that you want to draw them quickly, but you want to draw them intuitively. So you want to start out drawing them, getting them down for action, that is, in a quick way. So drawing, kind of graduated stick figures, figures that are, basic block forms on wires is the best way to get started, because they're going to look the most natural. You're going to have the most freedom to change their positions in order to make them look like they're moving naturally. So it isn't that you're trying to draw a figure quickly when you get started. It's that you want to use the same strategy you would use if you were trying to draw them quickly, but what you're doing is trying to draw them fluidly so that you have the freedom to change them around and make them look most convincing. So here's the wrist here, and we talked about the three basic block forms of the fist, but when drawing, like when I'm storyboarding, I'm like, here's the head, here's the basic motion of the body, here are the hips here, and this individual is falling back, but they're swinging forward. So if I'm going to start drawing, fists in here, drawing three forms would suddenly slow me down a lot. So basically you can see how when I'm drawing a fist, I'm not thinking about fingers or anything, I'm just kind of drawing, a spherical form here. And then I can go ahead and add direction lines, which turn it into the block form that we have here. And if you start working with the single block form of the fist, then when you're working out your characters in the beginning, you can start to do the most general of shapes that'll accurately find places for all these forms that you can start to chip away at. So the better you understand the single block form of the fist, the easier it'll make it to lay down the beginning lines that will just be there to work for you as you start to add detail. So here is the basic block form. And essentially, so just think for a minute, just think of the wrist as a sort of flattened pipe. Here's from the top view, here's a pipe, but this one's kind of flattened, So think of this as a flattened pipe here. And you have the basic, it's basically shaped like the palm shape. Now, if we look at it from the side here, so here's the wrist here, and here's the palm shape. The palm shape drops down from the wrist on the bottom and is like a spatula. It gets thinner out here. And then you have the blocks of the fingers here. Well, basically what I'm doing is just turning this into one block shape here. So here's the fist from the side. So basically you see that what you have is you have a block that follows the line of the top of the wrist here, but below here it drops down and drops out. You know, the fingers, in terms of the balance of the hand, the fingers are going to make it heavy on this side. It's not balanced. You know, you don't, you know, if you wanted to make this balanced, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's sticking out over here and not over here. So when you're first starting, you know, say that you have an arm, you know, coming down here and you want to draw the fist here, you want to know that the fist is going to stick out on this side, because you're kind of seeing the side view here and you're seeing it drop below the motion of the wrist. Here's the wrist, and you want the fist to drop off here, and you're just drawing a basic square shape. And notice that I'm really not paying attention to the thumb at all. I've sort of forgotten about the thumb for now. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at this. Let's start again from the front over here. You basically have, here's the wrist here, and you want to have the block shape here. Now this basic block shape from here's you know, from that side, and then from the side view, you know, here's the same shape. Here's the same block shape here. This is the essential, you know, starting point when you're drawing a fist. And so the thumb region is going to be over here. Now we talked a little bit. Now here's where we start to add the variations, because the same with the palm. This shape here, actually, you want to take this side off here, because where the pinky comes off here is closer to the wrist line than where the index finger is. There's an arc, and this shape is cut down and rounded. The pinky sticks out here, and the fingers follow that curve. So when you're talking about the knuckles, this box, you know, then what you do is you go ahead and cut away the second shape here, which are the fingers folded over, creating the box that is like that. And so these are basically the fingers here folded over, and you can see how they follow this. They follow the curve of up here. They follow that too, and they all kind of accordion in like that. And then basically this joint right here, I like to throw that in and think of that as what makes the thumb stick out. You can see here's the rounded cone shape that goes in here, and here's that joint there, and so the thumb goes up to the second joint here, and then, you know, here's the second joint here. Hi, Ink Teacher here, and I'm going to be starting a free tutorial on drawing the human figure from memory and imagination, and I just wanted to call attention to the fact that the reason I'm putting these free tutorials up on the net is to draw attention to my animation storytelling. So if you like these free tutorials, I ask, could you return the favor and let others know about them, and also please take the time to visit solomation.com and check out some of my animation work. Thank you.